Okay, so I'm going to start by putting a preset on this photo. Just going to straighten it and sharpen it. I'm going to find the next batch here and sync that preset. And I'm going to use upright mode to straighten all of them. I'm going to set a white balance. I'm going to pick a blue area of the ceiling, just because generally speaking we want to warm the pictures up, brighten them up. Now I might pull some saturation out of these lamps. They're going fairly orange here. And it's pretty close. Straight to the next one. Again, I'll pick a fairly blue part of the ceiling and just brighten it up. Warm it up a touch. Dropping those shadows so it doesn't get too washed out. And I'm just going to brighten up this dull area up here. And then the cameras do this when they have they overemphasize the contrast. That should be white, not that dingy gray. So I'm going to brighten that up. I always use really soft brushes. You never want to see the brush strokes. Okay, I'm going to pick a white balance right next to this wall because a lot of the light bounces off that wall. It tints the whole photo. Drop the purple. Okay, so this is a really difficult one. I'll brighten up. We have a flash reflection over here. We really should go into the raw photos and correct that, but I'm just going to try to warm it up. Like so. It's a little better. I drop the vibrance because I'm not real happy with the incandescent daylight mix in here. Got some raindrops on the window, so I'm going to let that remain blown out. Might desaturate the red. It's a little better. Try to find a good white here. Maybe that. It's a little too warm. Back that off. Brighten it up. Drop my shadows to keep it rich. Doesn't look quite straight. Sometimes the auto straightening doesn't work. A little contrast to give it some punch. There we go. So there's a lot of whites here. Pick the fridge. That's going to leave me with still have a yellow cast. Gonna up the clarity a little, just because everything's so white. Gonna pull that color cast off these cabinets to make it nice and crisp and clean. I'm gonna brighten up the photos up here, or the pictures rather, the art. Add a little more definition. I'm just going to drop that yellow. I still see a yellow color cast. That's a little better. That's looking nice and clean. Okay, so this wood gets a little bright and orangey, so I'm dropping the shadows. Don't see a flash reflection, that's good. I'm going to go straight to the orange channel and drop the luminance there. That brings it down to something a bit more rich. Pop the exposure, it looks a bit drab. Let's try to warm it up a touch. And crop out some of that. I don't think we need it all. It's a little better. Okay, so there are a couple more here. Let's jump to them. Okay, so there's 3 more for Lightroom only. So let's go straight to the preset and sync them. I'm just going to pull a white balance and lower the shadows, and it's looking pretty good. Got to brighten this one up a good deal. Drop the highlights, try to get some of those windows back. I'm going to have soft exposure brush in this darker corner. And here, a little punch, a little exposure. I'm going to lose some of that ceiling. Quite often, if they look over furniture, they have too much ceiling. They'll be too high. A little color, and then I'm going to brighten this room up back here. There it is.